Greetings, everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement, back with a video. It's been a few days. I have been sick as a dog with a cold for like 3 weeks. I'm finally feeling better. I'm still a bit stuffed up, but raring to go. The last kind of major video I did was 12 bands I hate. Now, I have a lot of bands I hate. I hated every one of them. That was all honest, but I don't like talking about bands I hate unless it comes up in a conversation. I don't bring it up. I don't showcase bands I hate on my channel. I like talking about stuff I love and sharing passions and hoping turning you guys on to something maybe you haven't listened to before. Um, I decided to do exact opposite, and let's go with some positivity. 12 bands I love. I love these bands, and I ranked them. I don't know how I ranked them, but I love them all. And you'll notice a couple of important bands that might not have made my list. See if you can pick one out in particular. Number 12, I'm going with Uriah Heep. I love Uriah Heep. I only love the David Byron years, though. I'm sorry. I know people say, and they're still touring, and my buddies Steve and Alex and Gary went down to Cincinnati to see them. Um, I just, I'm sure they're putting out great music. I'm not putting it down. It's just, I can't, if I'm listening to Uriah Heep, I'm listening to the first 4 or 5 albums. And Salisbury is one of my absolutely favorite songs of all time. And I love this album. And that song just makes this album for me 17 minutes of absolute brilliance. So Uriah Heep is number 12 on my list. Number 11, a band I discovered about 3 years ago or something that I absolutely just fell in love with is Caravan. I love them. And what I'm doing here is showcasing example of why I love the band. It's not necessarily my favorite album of theirs or anything, but so I'm just showing this box set because I just love it so much. It's 36 CDs. Massive set. Comes with autographs of all the living members of the band. It comes with their complete discography, a ton of live stuff, a great book. I mean, it's just a freaking massive set made for a Caravan fan for sure. This is not for the casual fan. But yeah, there's the autographs there. Pye and Richard Sinclair and absolutely all kinds of posters and stuff, but this absolutely beautiful book. The book is amazing. It really is a great set, and I got a great deal on it. It sells for like a lot of money. There was only 2,500 of these made worldwide, so yeah, I love Caravan. That's great. I would highly recommend if anybody wants to try and get into them. Listen to The Land of Gray and Pink. Excellent, excellent album. Number 10 on my list. Could be higher. All these could be number ones. Sly and the Family Stone. I finally bought this box set a few months back, and it is fantastic. I mean, just a great retrospective of all kind. Right from before they were well known, right up until they stopped recording. I mean, just a great set. 8 LPs. Fantastic. If anybody's a Sly fan, I highly recommend this set. It's absolutely incredible. Sounds amazing, too. We are big Sly and the Family Stone fans. My favorite album would be Stand. Oh, where am I? Number 9. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I love Genesis. They didn't even start at number 12. They went to number 9. It took me forever. It took me forever. Thank you, Steve Hackett, for just finally convincing me I should go back and listen to this stuff. I even like The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Great frickin' album. I just picked a vinyl Seconds Out. Now, this supposedly says it's a promotional copy. You can see the sticker on the front. The records show nothing that it's a promotional copy. So I get the feeling the cover is a promotional thing, but the albums aren't. Maybe if someone knows anything about that, they can let me know. But this has Supper's Ready on it, and The Carpet Crawl, Firth of Fifth, which is one of my favorites of theirs. Um, yeah, it's just it's I'm loving Genesis. What can I say? Next on my list, number 8, Tedeschi Trucks Band. I love these guys. Derek Trucks, great guitar player. Susan Tedeschi, amazing singer. They have an incredible band. Everyone is so talented. Got to see them for the first time last summer, and they just blew me away live. They were great. I'm going back to see them again in late July of this year. And I highly recommend. I mean, this isn't their original stuff, but man, they did a great job on this Layla Revisited album, live at Locken with Trey Anastasia sitting in with them. I mean, I like this better than I like the Derek and the Dominoes version of Layla. The guitar playing is freaking incredible. Not that it wasn't in that, but there's something about this album I really friggin' love. Love Tedeschi Trucks. Number 7, Procol Harum. Gary Brooker, one of the great singers of all time. I picked the live album with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. I mean, it's got Salty Dog on it and Wailing Tales. Side 2 has the great version of In Held 'Twas in I. 19 minutes long, absolutely brilliant. It's a great live album, one of the best live albums ever. Procol Harum, great band. Salty Dog is my favorite Procol Harum album. Number 6 on my list is The Police. That's how high up they are now. I freaking love The Police. I've always been a Sting fan and a casual Police fan, but for some reason I decided to dig back into The Police, and every freaking album, every song is fantastic. These guys are amazing, and I want to thank, I never remember the guy's name who sent me this from the UK. So generous. This box set has all of their albums plus some bonus stuff, and yeah, I'm a huge Police fan. I can't even pick a favorite album because they're all freaking awesome. But amazing. If you're looking for a great box set, this is it. Amazing box set. Every move you make, the studio recordings, The Police. Okay, number 5. I'm going with the mighty Zeppelin. I moved them up, man. Led Zeppelin. I picked Led Zeppelin 1 because this is an album. I walked into a record store when it came out and saw it sitting on the shelf, and I went, wow, that's pretty cool. And looking at that, imagine seeing that for the first time and not knowing what this is. The name Led Zeppelin is like right away grabbing you. The picture's incredible. And then you turn it over, and in 1968, or whenever the hell this came out, you see those 4 cool looking dudes. I mean, that's incredible. I'm not even sure I really recognized the name Jimmy Page from the Yardbirds when I saw this album, but certainly these other 3 were strangers to me. And I just picked it up thinking, man, this has got to be good, and brought it home and dropped the needle down. And In the Days of My Youth came on, and oh, that was it. Oh, number 4. I'm going with Jethro Tull. This is another album. I knew of Jethro Tull, didn't own any of their stuff, and I walk into the store and see this album right away. The cover grabbed me. I thought, I got to buy a Tull album. And I brought this home and played it again. Just sitting on a park bench. Oh, man. What this album just sang to me from the first minute I heard it. It's still one of my top albums of all time. Number 3, yes, a band I hated in the 70s. Hated them in the 80s, except for Owner of a Lonely Heart. I kind of like that. Sometime in the 90s, late 90s, maybe early 2000s, I decided to give Yes a shot, and I listened to the Yes album, and I went, wow, I don't know what happened. I had an epiphany, and just went, these guys are amazing. Then I got close to the Edge, yeah, and then from then on, one of my favorite bands of all time. Just Top three bands. Can't say enough. Love them. I pulled this album, Magnification, because I didn't pull my favorites because this album is so underrated. And if you're a Yes fan, have kind of ignored this album, check it out. It's really good. Really good. I want to thank my friend Larry for turning me on to that and motivating me to give it a listen. Number two, The Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead is another band. I saw them in 1970 at Festival Express, and I was the most casual Grateful Dead fan. Of course, you heard Casey Jones and Truckin' and those songs, but never owned any Grateful Dead albums until the 80s when I started listening to the Jerry Garcia band. I didn't even know Jerry did stuff by himself, but I was a huge bluegrass guy playing the banjo, and Jerry was putting out these acoustic band albums where he was doing a lot of bluegrass related material, I would call it. And I fell in love with that and just went from then. I thought I better check out the Grateful Dead and just freaking, man, just went nuts. I hate to call myself a deadhead because I didn't follow them around the world and go to all the shows and trade tapes and doing all that stuff, and I don't like 35-minute Dark Stars. So I just call myself a huge Grateful Dead fan. And nobody does box sets better than the Grateful Dead. This one here in particular, how beautiful that is. It's gorgeous. Come on. This is June 1976 tour. It's like a friggin' jewelry box. Like 15 CDs or something. They all look amazing. Just a great set. That's what you get, man. People, the Grateful Dead respect their fans. Let's say that about them. Which is funny. I'm met this other banjo player, and him and I have been getting together once a week and teaching each other what we know and having fun playing and picking. And he was not aware. We were talking about songs we could do, and I mentioned George Jones's song "The Race Is On" because the Grateful Dead do a version of it, acoustic version on "Reckoning," which really you could turn into a pretty cool bluegrass song. And I played it for him. He had no idea the Grateful Dead were doing that kind of stuff. I ended up lending him some stuff. And yeah, so it was pretty cool. Number one, I went with King Crimson. I mean, I just love these guys. My favorite musical, not my favorite concert of all time, but my favorite live event that I attended was when I bought a celebration pass for the Grateful Dead, or for King Crimson. It cost me $500, but I went by myself. It was a treat for me. You went down and you got in at 5:30 at night, and they took you in front of the stage. There was about 20 of us, I'd say, who did this. And they sat us down in the front of the stage. David Singleton, their manager, came out and talked all about King Crimson, how they tour, how they make money on tour, all the behind-the-scenes stuff. It was so interesting. And then one of the band members comes out. It was Jacko Jaksic, one of my favorite members, great vocalist, great guitar player. Jacko came out and met with us and talked with us, and you could ask him questions and stuff. It was really cool. Then Robert Fripp came out and talked to us for about a half an hour. He's a really odd dude, but a very cool man. And right away he said, "Please don't ask me any questions. You'll throw me off for my show. If you ask me something that'll throw me off, it'll take my concentration away from the show. So just let me talk." And he talked for about half an hour. He was really interesting. It was great, and they gave us a grab bag with a whole bunch of goodies in it and stuff, an autographed concert program. I mean, just phenomenal night, just magical evening. And I didn't pick my favorite King Crimson album. This might be like number 4 on my list or something, but in October I'm going to see Adrian Belew, Tony Levin, the drummer from Tool, and who was the other dude? I can't remember. Anyway, they're doing celebrating the album Discipline, Beat, and 3 on a Match. So this can be pretty cool. Going to Massey Hall to see that. So I brought Discipline because I love this frickin' album. It's amazing. This is Tony Levin, Adrian Belew, Robert Fripp. I mean, just a great frickin' record. So that is my top 12 bands I love. It's all about positivity. So another thing you could do, you really want to be positive. Can you give me a thumbs of some kind, up, down, sideways, whatever you want to do? Anyway, everyone have a great day. I will be back with more positive videos, I promise. Take care.